Welcome to Polish with Ray. I'm Rachel and today I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite green nail polishes. Before we get started, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you're excited to see what my picks are for my favorite greens in my collection. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do so you don't miss out on future uploads. So we're continuing the series with my top greens. Although I really did enjoy sharing and finding my favorite whites, grays, and blacks in my collection. And if you haven't seen those videos yet, I will link the playlist up in the cards. But although I enjoyed doing those videos, I am really excited for this series going forward. If you watched any of my favorites videos, you probably already know that bright colors, saturated, colorful colors are my absolute favorites. It seems like my top picks every single year are all of these bright, beautiful hues, and I love neutrals, but colors are just so fun. They're what I love about polish. So I had a great time picking out my favorite greens in my collection. Basically what I had to do to decide what my top 10 were, because there were about 15 or 20 that came to mind instantly when I thought what were my favorites in this color category. But I had to think, if I had to get rid of all of my polish and could only keep 10 green nail polishes, what would they be? And they are the ones I'm about to show you. So we're gonna take a look at bottle shots for every polish as well as swatch photos, and I'll tell you a little bit about why I picked that shade. We'll start with mainstreams first. My first pick comes from Zoya and it is called Lake. I would describe Lake as being a very muted, soft, pale, almost pastel green cream with some blue undertones and a lot of gray lean to it. Oh my goodness, I have not done a top Zoya video. Well, I've done like most popular polishes from Zoya, but I haven't done my top picks from Zoya. This is among them. I love Zoya Lake. I wore it a couple years ago in the spring. That was the most recent time I wore it, and it just blew me away. So soft, so elegant, just crisp and perfect for spring. I especially think this one would be appropriate transitioning from winter into spring because of the dustiness in the base. It really feels fresh, but still a little bit muted. Formula was fantastic on this as well. I got it fully opaque in 2 coats with the Z-Wide brush. And I feel like these soft, muted pastels are so flattering on everyone. I've not seen anyone that I don't love Zoya Lake on. I have a lot of you to thank for my next top pick. It comes from Orly and it's Plastic Jungle. Oh my goodness, how do I describe Plastic Jungle? Because I know it's not coming up color accurately. It is an almost neon, bright, mid-toned green. It has a lot of coolness to the base. It's definitely a more cool leaning green instead of a warm one, but truly there is nothing like this shade. It is so unique. So can you tell I love Orly's Plastic Jungle? When this released, I didn't know I was gonna love green as much as I do now, and my goodness, there is nothing like this in my collection. It's just vibrant and loud and attention-getting. It's got kind of a curly formula, so even when you build it up, it has a squishiness to it. It's just such a fun polish. I think I could say this for all of them, but honestly, since this one I think is probably still available, this is one if you do not have, please, please go get it. I think you will absolutely love it. It's just a knockout polish. All right, let's move on to indie picks now, and we'll keep it bright. Why not? This next pick comes from Night Owl Lacquer, and it's called Farosh. Farosh has a yellow leaning lime green neon base, and it is packed with beautiful shifting iridescent flakes. I see them shift gold to green to blue. So Farosh was maybe, I don't know. Okay, not the first green polish that I fell in love with, but the first bright green polish I fell in love with. I was very intimidated and still am intimidated by neons, especially neon greens, neon yellows. They just feel uncomfortable for me, but I could not have felt more at home with this color. The formula was just wow. So opaque, fully opaque in 2 coats. Really just glides on the nail and has such a dimensional finish. I just can't believe that there is a neon green formulated this beautifully. Like, I just don't see how they did it because it is very opaque, but sometimes really opaque polishes cover up flakes and things like that, but this one you can see the flakes glow and you get the opacity. It's literal perfection. I so wish this weren't an HHC release because I think this is one that everyone deserves to have in their collection. We will keep it bright with my next pick. It comes from Pahlish and it's Toxic Jungle. Toxic Jungle has a bright grass green base and it is loaded with shifting shimmer. You mostly see a green shimmer on the nail, sometimes gold, but there are shimmers to blue and purple at extreme angles as well. So when I purchased Toxic Jungle, I was not 100% sold on it. I actually bought it for a friend. A nail friend and I went in together on a release, a polish order, so that I could get the gift with purchase. And she picked up Toxic Jungle, but I did not. So when they shipped to me and I was packing them up for her, I was like majorly regretting not grabbing this shade for myself. So I went back to the site and placed an order before it disappeared, and I am so glad I did. This shade is unreal. Like, it does look really pretty in the bottle, but on the nails, you'll see in my photos, it just glows. The shimmer is so loud, so attention getting, and it's bright and fun and just a happy color. I also never thought grass green would be a polished color that I would like wearing on my nails, but I couldn't be more wrong. It is fabulous. I'm pretty sure this one is not available on the Polish site anymore, but I would love to see it come back. It's so pretty. The next one's a great pick for spring. It comes from Nailed It Nail Polish and it's called the Giving Tree. This one has a very soft, almost minty green base. It's got a little bit of a cool lean to it and it's loaded with shifting shimmer that shifts red to copper to gold to green. So I hope some of you grabbed this when it restocked earlier this month when I was filming, maybe a couple months ago. By the time you're seeing this video, I posted it on my Instagram stories to encourage some of you to grab it because it is beautiful. Great formula. This kind of minty green base sometimes can be a little tricky to build up and build up evenly. And although some people might need 3 coats depending on their nail length and application, when I swatched this, I was good at 2. In addition to the wonderful formula and the beautiful inspiration, I love, who doesn't? I love the Giving Tree. But in addition to having a gorgeous formula and inspiration, the shifting shimmer is so glowy in here. I guess I have a type. I really like glowing shimmers and flakes in my greens. But yeah, it's very shifty, super vibrant and attention grabbing on the nails. And even though the base has a creamier feel to it, you still get a lot of that shimmer. It's very pretty. This next pick is from Cupcake Polish and it's called Overcome with Emotion. This one has a mid-toned green base. It leans a little bit olivey and it's got shifting shimmer that shifts like a pinky red to copper to gold to green, maybe blue at extreme angles, and it's got lots of holographic glitter. When this released in PPU a few years ago, I like begged you. I feel like I begged everyone who watched that review to consider grabbing this because it's lovely. I've only worn it once actually. I need to get it on my nails again and I love the series for that. It's just reminding me to rewear some of my favorite shades and it's been doing a great job. Like I've been reaching for them so much more and adding them to my seasonal racks. It's been very fun. But anyway, this one is just, it's got everything. It's got the sparkle from the hollow, and I think the hollow might be gold holographic glitters. It looks like it. And so seeing how that gold holographic plays up against the shifting shimmer, which plays up against the bold green base, it's like so many things going on, but they are all working together. And this polish is inspired by Daria too, which I love Daria. Again, who doesn't love Daria? And I love this polish. I just think the base color was really flattering on my skin tone, but honestly, these mid-tone greens, again, just look beautiful on everybody. Up next, I have one from Stella Chroma. This one is Corporate Magazine's Still Suck. This one has a really grungy, like dingy, olivey green base. It's got a lot of brown lean to it. It's got holographic flakes and then these really pretty coppery metallic flakes as well. I think it might even have some shifting shimmer. I'm getting a lot of gold to green shift in here. So when Stella Chroma loads up their polishes with ingredients, they just do it really beautifully. Like all of the components in this polish are so small and fine and dainty that you can still see the base color. Like on paper, metallic flakes, shimmer, and holographic flakes, I would be like, okay, that's a lot. But they're just so fine in this polish that it works. This is probably one of the most worn greens in my collection. I've got a fill line. I think I've worn it for 3 manicures so far, and it released in 2021, so I've not had it the longest, but I really like it. I just think this warm yellow leaning base color, ooh, there's a blue shift in here. But I just think this warm yellow leaning army green base color looks amazing. It's so, this base color just feels really grungy to me, and I'm all about it. You can see brighter greens, softer, paler pastel greens are a lot of times my favorites, but if I had to pick one kind of fall-y green, this would be it. But honestly, I've worn this in the summer too. It's beautiful anytime. I hope this one comes back in Polish Pickup Rewind because I would consider grabbing a backup. I love it. Another one I will grab a backup of if it ever comes back in Polish Pickup Rewind is a recent purchase. It's Wildflower Lacquer Frog and Toad. This one is maybe the glowiest green on this list. It has in the bottle, it looks like a darker, more emerald shade of green, but on the nails, it looks quite a bit brighter. It's loaded with shifting shimmer that shifts green to blue to purple. I see pink at extreme angles. So I wore this really recently. It just released a few months ago. I wore it around Christmas. It was actually my Christmas Day manicure as part of a Skittle. And oh my goodness, I wore a beautiful red Wildflower Lacquer, perhaps a Christmas gourd, and a really pretty gold sparkly by Danny Viana. Those were gorgeous, but this was the one I could not stop staring at. It was so bright and vibrant and fun. I loved it. So much so that I considered taking that manicure off and just putting this on all my nails. I could not get enough of it. It had a great formula too. It's kind of on the curly side, so I think I did build it up to 3 coats, but it is pigmented. This stained my nails pretty bad. Well worth it though. I would wear it again. I'd wear it anytime. It's fantastic. And I think if you missed wearing this around the holidays, maybe you should try wearing it in the summertime. I might. I have 2 more left, and they are both from Bluebird Lacquer. The first one is a gorgeous linear hollow. This is the Ryan King, and I have the 2.0 version. This one is an emerald green base, and it is loaded with linear hollow pigment. At some angles, it looks like it has a gold shimmer in it, but I think that might just be the hollow playing tricks on my eyes. I don't know. So who doesn't love this polish? I feel like everybody went wild when this released a few years ago. It re-released obviously as a 2.0 version. I love the 2.0 version, but if I can ever get my hands on the original, I will get that because they are slightly different, and this one's gorgeous, but that one looks really gorgeous. But this one's obviously beautiful enough to make it into my top picks. It's so pigmented. This one's a 1 coater. If you want to add 2 coats, I always do. If you wanted to add 2 coats, you could, but it will be fully opaque in 1. I'm sure you could stamp with it, but it just makes it a beautiful, rich, and dimensional manicure. Like sometimes hollow polishes can look a little bit flat if you're not in sunlight. Like some hollows really need that natural light. All hollows look beautiful, more beautiful in natural light, but some really rely on that natural lighting or LED lighting to glow. This one lights up anywhere, and it has so much depth. Like it kind of looks like TV static. Like you can't tell where one coat ends and one begins. It's very dimensional. And in general, I would really recommend giving Bluebird Lacquer's linear hollow formula a try. I love their scattered hollow, as you know. You'll see more of that in a second. But their linear hollow formula, they do so well too. They're always really pigmented and super opaque, well formulated, and I love them. And that brings me to my final pick. This one comes from Bluebird Lacquer as well, and it's called Rock of Sages. Rock of Sages is more of a teal leaning green base. It's got shifting shimmer that shifts green to blue and scattered holographic pigments. What a beautiful glowy green. Oh my gosh, I'm swooning. It's so pretty. Like the flakes in here, the shimmer, it looks like diamonds on your nails, green diamonds. It's just so sparkly, and to me it really gives the effect, all of the Bluebird Shattered Hollows, but especially these more saturated shades, give the effect of a polish that has holographic glitter would give. Like they feel so dimensional and so sparkly that you would think, if I saw it, I would think that the polish had glitter in it. but it doesn't. It's just hollow flakes, so they remove very easily, but you get that incredible, incredible sparkle. This is another one I would love to see return in Polish Pickup Rewind, just saying. So those are my favorite greens. Let me know down in the comments if you have any of these greens. Do you love them? Are you not crazy about them? And what are some of your favorite greens? I'm always looking to buy more. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'm having such a great time with this series. Like, it's been so refreshing to go through my collection and revisit polishes that I've worn before and just absolutely loved. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!